In this video, I'm sharing 12 incredible experiences in Japan that are surprisingly budget-friendly. You might be expecting high prices, but the reality is that some of Japan's most famous spots are completely free, and others cost less than a cup of coffee. From scenic hikes to authentic meals, I'll show you how a dream trip to Japan can fit almost any budget. Before we dive into these unforgettable experiences, hit subscribe to join our community of explorers getting insider tips on exceptional destinations around the world. Starting at number 12, we have Kyoto temples. Kyoto's temples are a budget traveler's dream, with entrance fees ranging from free to just 500 yen. You can wander the historic grounds of places like Nanzenji without paying anything, or visit Kiyomizudera Temple for only 400 yen. Kiyomizudera sits high on a hillside, with its famous wooden stage offering wide views of the city. Ginkaku-ji, known as the Silver Pavilion, is another favorite, where Zen architecture meets peaceful gardens and winding paths. Getting to these sites doesn't have to break the bank either. The Kyoto bus pass at about 600 yen a day makes it easy to hop between temples and explore at your own pace. With so much history and atmosphere, it's easy to see why Kyoto's temples are such a highlight for travelers watching their spending. At number 11, we have Fushimi Inari Shrine. Fushimi Inari Shrine stands out as one of Kyoto's most memorable places to visit. As soon as you arrive, you're greeted by a seemingly endless tunnel of bright red torii gates, each one donated by individuals or businesses hoping for good fortune. The sheer number, over 10,000 gates, creates a path that winds up the forested slopes of Mount Inari and draws you into a quiet, contemplative walk. Entry is completely free, and because the shrine is open 24 hours a day, you can explore whenever it suits your schedule. I find the atmosphere especially peaceful early in the morning or near sunset, when soft light filters through the gates and there are fewer people around. The whole experience feels both spiritual and uniquely Japanese, and it's easy to spend a few hours here without ever reaching for your wallet. At number 10, we feasted on sushi and ramen. Grabbing a sushi feast or a bowl of ramen in Japan doesn't have to strain your wallet. Many conveyor belt sushi spots like Sushiro offer plates starting at just 100 yen. You can pick from tuna or seasonal specials, and the touchpad ordering makes it easy to try anything that catches your eye. It's quick, fun, and you end up with a table full of fresh sushi for a fraction of what you'd expect to pay elsewhere. Ramen is another staple that's both filling and affordable. Most local shops serve generous bowls packed with noodles and savory broth for 600 to 900 yen. Even with a tight budget, eating out in Japan feels like a treat. At number 9, we have Mount Takao. Mount Takao is a favorite day trip just an hour from Shinjuku on the Keio line. The mountain stands 600 meters tall and offers a quick escape from city crowds, with well-marked trails that start right outside Takao Sanguchi Station. Hiking the trails is completely free, but if you want an easier climb, you can pay 490 yen for a one-way ride on the cable car or chairlift. I usually stick to the main trail, which is paved and lined with interesting stops, but there are steeper forest paths for anyone looking for more of a challenge. At the summit, you get wide views of the Tokyo skyline, and if the weather is clear, even Mount Fuji in the distance. The best time for scenery is autumn, when the leaves turn bright red and gold. Along the way, the Yakuo Inn Temple adds a peaceful pause and a glimpse into local mountain worship traditions. There are plenty of small shops and food stalls at the base, so it's easy to grab a snack before heading back. At number 8, we experienced the local train rides. One of the best ways I found to see Japan's countryside is by hopping on local trains with the Seishun 18 ticket. For 12,000 yen, you get 5 days of unlimited rides on local and rapid JR trains. So it works out to about 2,400 yen per travel day. I liked how you can use the days non-consecutively, so it's flexible for both short day trips and longer journeys. The ticket even covers the JR ferry at Miyajima, which is a nice bonus if you're heading to Hiroshima. I used it to explore places like the Kiso Valley, where the train winds through green hills and old post towns, and along the coast for those wide ocean views. Apps like Navitime made planning simple, since you need to stick to JR lines. It's a practical, affordable way to see a different side of Japan. At number 7, we went to the Tokyo-themed neighborhoods. Each Tokyo neighborhood has its own personality, and exploring them is a highlight of any visit. Harajuku is a standout for fashion lovers. The street style is always changing, and people watching here feels like a free show. I like to grab a 300 yen crepe from a street vendor and just watch the crowds go by. Akihabara is a dream for anime and electronics fans. You can wander past huge stores and colorful displays, soaking up the energy without spending anything unless you're tempted by souvenirs. For a change of pace, Asakusa offers a look at Old Tokyo with its traditional shops and the impressive Sensoji Temple. I usually walk through Nakamai Street, maybe pick up 500 yen takoyaki and enjoy the atmosphere. At number 6, we visited local onsen. Visiting a local onsen is one of the most memorable ways to experience Japanese culture up close. Even in the heart of a city, a neighborhood sento might only cost 400 yen, while well-known hot spring towns like Beppu, Hakone, or Noboribetsu offer options from 400 to 800 yen. To keep things affordable and authentic, I always look for these local bathhouses instead of the big resort-style onsens. Not only do you save money, but you also get to see how locals unwind after a long day. Soaking in the mineral-rich water is a daily ritual for many people here, and it's easy to see why. The atmosphere is calm, and you get a sense of tradition that goes back centuries. Just make sure to wash thoroughly before entering, skip the swimsuit, and check for any rules about tattoos. At number 5, we have the Osaka Castle grounds. Walking through the grounds of Osaka Castle feels like stepping into another era. The gardens are open to everyone for free, and if you want to go inside the main tower, it's just 600 yen. The grounds themselves are huge, with moats, stone walls, and plenty of quiet corners to explore. I always find something new each time I visit, whether it's a hidden path or a different angle of the castle's impressive exterior. During cherry blossom season, the area becomes a favorite hanami spot. Locals spread out picnic blankets under the trees, and the whole place feels festive. Even outside of Sakura season, it's a relaxing place to take a break and enjoy the scenery, especially since it's so easy to reach from downtown Osaka. At number 4, we have the day trips to local beaches near Tokyo. A quick trip from Tokyo brings you to Inoshima, a small island that's perfect for a budget-friendly day at the beach. The Odakyu line from Shinjuku takes you straight to Katase Inoshima Station, and the Odakyu Inoshima Kamakura Free Pass at 1,640 yen covers your round-trip fare plus unlimited rides on the scenic Enoden line between Inoshima and Kamakura. The train ride itself is worth it for the ocean views along the way. Once you arrive, you can rent a bike or just wander the coastal streets. Benten Nakamail Dori Street is lined with shops and food stands. Manju buns are a favorite snack here. Katase Higashihama Beach is close by and makes a nice spot to relax, especially in summer. Depending on the season, you might catch a lantern festival or other local events. At number 3, we stayed at a manga cafe. Manga cafes, or manga kisa, are one of Japan's most surprising budget stays. Night rates usually range from 2,000 to 4,000 yen, depending on the length of your stay and the type of booth you choose. Most offer semi-private cubicles with reclining chairs or flat mats for sleeping, and if you want a private room with a lockable door, it's about 500 yen more. Many are open 24 hours and even provide showers, which makes them handy after a long day out. The pricing is simple to follow with the rate list posted at the front desk. You get unlimited soft drinks, free Wi-Fi, and access to thousands of manga. Some places have vending machines for snacks and meals, plus computers if you need to get online or print something. Since they're usually right by major train stations, I found it easy to pop in late at night and settle in. At number 2, we visited the majestic Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is one of those sites that really lives up to the hype, and you don't need to spend much to enjoy it. Some of the best views are completely free, like from the shores of Lake Kawaguchi, where you can watch the mountain reflected in the water without any entry fee. I spent a quiet morning there, just taking photos and soaking in the scenery. Another spot that stands out is the Churedo Pagoda. The climb up the stairs is a bit of a workout, but the view of Fuji with the pagoda in the foreground is worth it, especially in autumn when the leaves turn bright red and gold. There's a small fee for access, but it's minimal compared to the experience. And at number 1, we hiked part of the Nakasendo Trail. Walking the Nakasendo Trail between Magome and Sumago feels like traveling back to the Edo period. This 7.3-kilometer stretch winds through the Kiso Valley, connecting two of the best-preserved post towns in Japan. Megame greets you with its stone-paved streets and rows of wooden houses, tea shops, and small museums. As you climb toward Magome Pass, the scenery shifts to quiet forests of hinoki, cypress, and cedar, and you'll pass clear streams and even a traditional tea house where you can rest. Arriving in Sumago, you'll notice how the town has kept its historic look. No visible power lines, no cars on the main street, just wooden lattice buildings and narrow lanes. The calm atmosphere and attention to detail make it easy to imagine what travel was like centuries ago. This walk is free, and it's a simple way to connect with Japan's past while enjoying the peaceful countryside. Looking back on my time in Japan, I realized just how much you can see and do without spending a fortune. Whether I was wandering through Kyoto's temple districts, sampling street food in Tokyo, or hopping on local trains with a discount pass, every day brought something new and memorable. Careful planning, like using the Kyoto bus pass or the Seishun 18 ticket, made it possible to stretch my budget further and experience more. If you found these tips helpful, subscribe for more practical travel guides and ideas for your next adventure. Until then, safe travels.